What's that? Fighting in the trenches soaked in blood and mud? Why, it's Wandering Monster! Roll initiative!
Welcome to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't just play test games, we break them and ourselves. Tonight, we are playing a Farewell to Arms Redux. I'm Bridget Brave.
I'm Ian Servas.
I'm Mr. Paschke, and with us tonight
are our two fabulous guests.
Yeah, hi, I'm Josh Dunham, probably better known as Asperlich, one half of Rivethead Games, and yeah, really excited to play Beyond. Thank you guys. I know you kind of jumped through some hoops to get us on, so super thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
And I'm Tyler Lindsey, the other half of Rivethead Games, and I don't have a nom de plume, so I'm just Tyler.
Yeah, we need to fix that. We need to call you like Skull Squatcher 3000 or something. That's like
Cyberblood. We're calling him Cyberblood.
Yeah.
It's correct now. Did you notice?
I did ping.
Yeah, and it was an instant response.
Powers.
So, Tyler, why don't you tell us about tonight's game? Just give us a little summary.
Yeah, we are showing something brand new that nobody's seen yet. No public has seen yet from our upcoming Morkborg hack sequel thing. Farewell to Arms Redux. It's World War Morkborg. It is not World War One. It's just patterned after.
Yeah, we skipped some of that imagery.
Yeah,
you don't want those Germans suing you.
Right. So there's no France and England and Germany and any of that stuff. There are four major factions in the world of Morkborg, in the Dying Lands. Something has happened. They found this new resource that everybody just has to have. And when people have to have resources, what else are they gonna do?
Yeah,
Kill each other.
Breathing room.
So
ask kindly for it.
So yeah, and this is causing kind of an upheaval of the world, even geologically, for reasons that we're not quite aware of yet. And then so tonight we're playing the first of Anthelia's, army. You'll be playing as her special forces unit, which are the Low Roar. They're a squad of rocketeers. So you've got jetpacks and stuff. Well, not really jets. I don't know. The Slagvara, which is the new resource, just powers everything. Powers guns and bombs and tanks and planes and your rockets and rocket-powered jetpack things. So it's just kind of hand wavy. But we're not here to engineer new things. But yeah, you'll be flying around with jetpacks, so it should be fun.
I always wanted to do that, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
Backpass got jets.
Are you Boba the Fett?
The free flight.
The important question is this modeled after World War One, but has its own decided Morkborg theme? Will there be a Sergeant Stubby reference in this book? And if not, how can I strong arm you to shoehorn it in?
Well, we have taken to calling the skeleton grunt on the cover Skelly Johnny. After Johnny got his gun. Yeah. We're slipping little references in here and there of stuff,
One of the weird books I read over pandemic.
Lots of poppies and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're known, if you look through our previous stuff with Rivethead Games, and you'll see a lot of different references to different things that we slipped in, either like, here's that movie or that song or that band or that joke or whatever, it's all in there. So
and lots of Goblin come too. Don't forget about Goblin.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, with all things fragrant and foul, there's a lot of things that happen to be fragrant and or foul. But obviously, like the whole name of the game at this point is an homage, and one of the major things that's important to us, that we want to get across is it's not just hey, okay, here's a World War One analog. We're actually trying to avoid the analogs and avoid kind of, people setting up parallels, because it's more of a tackle of war as a whole, as a concept. And hey, like, these are the atrocities and the horrible things that happen. And to make people feel, I don't want to say responsible because that's not the right word, but to kind of internalize and understand and see the cause and effect of what somebody on the top's decision makes someone on the bottom suffer.
Mhm.
And so that's really important to us. Like, you'll find references in some of like the magic or some of the different, powers and abilities and this sorts of things. In fact, tonight we're referencing one of our favorite Icelandic singer-songwriters. So
Cool.
Nice.
Which one, Sigur Rós or?
Low Roar. Yeah, probably familiar with him
Lord.
from Death
Yeah.
Stranding and such.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right. So we can probably introduce our characters. And, Charles is not here tonight. And, he's always so reluctant to go first.
Yeah.
Well, I took his link, so by blood rights, as I have finished consuming the corpse of Charles Bernard and I have assumed his powers, I will assume
Wait,
the grave mantle.
Ian, does this mean you're the Charles for this episode?
Ooh.
We will have to decide
Ian?
this in blood combat
Ian?
later as
Ian?
I
Ian,
Yeah.
you're taking the Charles title?
I'm coming for you next, buddy.
Wow. All right. Okay.
So
We'll all
That
be Charles
being-
by the end.
we'll all be
Everyone is
Charles. Cyberblood Charles Baltusberger. So I'll be playing Hecate Luca, previously a surgeon, having been enlisted within Anthelia's White Crown Special Forces. Works in a capacity of, partially cannoneer, partially cannon fodder. Having the blessings from the lesser head of he, she seems relatively immune to some of the special warfare that happens in the trenches. So sometimes she's just given up to go first. Whether she enjoys it or not is she's so doggedly determined to just throw herself in danger. She probably enjoys the sacrificial honor of being the first person to test minefields and see, is that really gas in that trench? We'll find out. So
I like it. I'm Astrid Dupree. I enlisted because I am a star-crossed lover. I'm fighting on one side of this war. My lover is fighting on the other, and I'm just trying to get closer to them. Bayonet striking close. So I have an interesting starting shock. I have abject sorrow, which is it causes me to lay down my arms and run directly at the enemy. So I'm really intrigued to see that in play. And yeah, let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, I have weak knees, which is actually me typecasting a little bit, and a hunched posture, probably also typecasting. So I am a smaller target. I'm a little bit harder to hit.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited because this time I got the grappling hook, and I never get the grappling hook. So
Yeah, it seems to be a rare occurrence, actually.
mhm.
Okay, I guess that leaves me. So, am I pronouncing this right? Ulu? U-L-U?
Yes, you're Ulu.
Ulu White. Yeah. I am not going to lie. I had some technical issues and I was distracted and I did not read over my character sheet today.
Wing
I
it, wing it.
apologize.
Ulu, your mortal nemesis is Etflix, who fights in the opposing side, and you have a blood oath against this individual.
Netflix. That son of a bitch stole my Netflix password.
Is your
Sorry.
Ulu Etflix?
No.
Mhm.
See, sharing is caring, and they
Yeah.
will come after you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll be playing Adrian, who also is one of the special forces of the White Crowns of Icefell, a low roar. Not much of a story to him, He's got this hole in the side of his mouth, so whenever he takes off his helmet or whatnot, you can see his teeth and that sort of thing. And very hard to drink, and don't want to watch him eat by any means. As far as you're concerned, anytime he's ever mentioned, he's just in for the greater good of his god, and his only god that he worships is Anthelia. She is perfect, and maybe somewhere secretly in the depths of his heart, he hopes that he, if he proves himself on the battlefield, might be a true suitor. I have a feeling that may not end very well for him.
Well, I'm not playing against her, so.
Right?
All right.
All right. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's everyone.
Yep.
All right. So, a little backstory here. If anybody's watched any of our previous videos, you might have seen that our kind of a trench battle outside the western walls of Galgenbeck. They, were holding out against a kind of a surprise aerial attack and ground forces from Anthelia's army. The White Crowns is the name of her army. And so we introduced a little bit of trench warfare there. Now you were at that battle, all of you, and now you've been on your way home, kind of sent on this side mission to go protect this little town in the mountains in the south of Kyrgyz, which is now called Icefell because the ice has actually expanded all the way south. This is a town up in the mountains that's fairly well to do, and they've been like fairly isolated from what's happening around. So, and I'll just read us the intro. And again, this is like, just to clarify, like most of these will be a one-page doc of the missions, and you will have, kind of a little blurb that kind of tells you what it's about, and then a full paragraph that's like the intro that you might read to your players. Then you have some objectives listed, quests that you'd roll, and then you'd have 3 different kind of acts and things to pull from to kind of give flavor and excitement to these acts. And so that's exactly how we're writing these things. When we play test them, we're pulling directly from the docs that we wrote. So just to know, we write this and then I come in and decide, well, okay, so this is mostly on the fly from a mission that's pre-written.
Nice.
All right, so fresh from the devastation of the Galgenbeck trenches, a lone low-roar squad has been dispatched to Angers in the southern mountains of Icefell. In stone houses built vertically into the mountain, the people of Angers watch the devastation of the world from baroque balconies and through lavish fireplaces backed by translucent glass, their manufacturing specialty. But today, the war has come to them. A contingent of newly created Coffin Corp, the Special Forces unit of Fabmu's Mad Mists, has been spotted leaving their birthplace, Kissed Fabric, just across the imagined border between these 2 rival factions. They must be stopped, and Kissed Fabric must burn. So yeah, you've been dispatched and you're flying in low over the town of Angers here in the mountains, trying to make sure you keep this, you're not sure if it's a squad or more of Coffin Corp Special Forces who've been dispatched to do their worst to this town. So it's up to you to, try to maintain these people's innocence, keep their distance from the devastation.
Are we able to maneuver, or are we on a set trajectory?
You're just flying into the mountains and trying to find, kind of spot the Coffin Corp, find the best place to kind of engage them or hide out and maybe snipe them from above or do, drop bombs on them, whatever your abilities are.
That is great. Then, while in air, is it possible to use a war scroll?
Yes.
And is that a D4 use per day, or is that plus presence, or is it a one-time use?
You still roll your powers. You still have your powers.
Yeah, you roll your power, so you'd use it as often, and then if you get the arc, so it's all the same base rules in terms of.
So, okay. Presence plus D4 uses per day.
Catastrophe, right?
Okay. Fantastic. So I will have 3 uses of that for the day, and that is a 10. So that is not a success. I will burn an omen to turn that into a success, because I can raise it by, I can lower. I'm assuming omens still work the same, so I can modify +4 on one omen. Then I will successfully use my scroll that which is Lay of the Land. So
Ooh.
I will be able to locate one of the Coffin Corp and have a glowing blue arrow. So taking point within our formation, I will hand wave people to follow me as I follow the blue arrow towards where their location is.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got these kind of flashing blue marching ants arrows going out a road south out of town. Path. It's lined by tall evergreen mountain trees, and you see this main arrow pointing. And now you see the glint in the distance, a marching brass glint. And this, is the Coffin Corp. They're encapsulated men, or what might have been people at one point. You also notice that there's another smaller arrow kind of pointing off up into the mountains, and you see a fairly strategically placed ridge with some good cover and open line of shot. Down on the Coffin Corp.
Then I'll probably signal people to follow me as I make a beeline for that and see if we can't move undercover to, for protection and efficacy.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good to me. I'll follow.
Yeah.
In terms of the sky, there's not a lot of cover right now. Sometimes it may be foggy, but right now it's kind of early in the morning, or not early in the morning, but before midday, and it's sun's shining. It's very cold, but the sun is shining.
All right.
Do we have a specific plan in case they attack? How we want to engage with them? What are our arms? So I'm probably not going to be a lot of use after a couple of shots.
Yeah, I have a fire spear I can use once per combat, but I also have napalm. So
Fire spear is a melee weapon in its own right. And just once per day you can fire it.
Right. I was just saying from a distance. So
Yeah,
I can, since we're up here.
I mean, as long as we kill them again, I think we'll be okay. That's the legitimate strategy, right? We just make sure that they're more dead than we are not dead.
That's usually my preferred outcome.
That seems to be the strategy a lot of these pathetic armies are using against us. That's for damn sure.
Oh, so you're saying my strategy's not going to work.
Oh, I'm saying it's effective. We're still fighting, aren't we?
Okay.
Do we have any idea of the numbers for the Coffin Corps?
Have you taken up position on this ridge now? Is that where
I will be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow Hakata.
Yeah, be slightly behind him.
If all the cool kids are doing it, I'm going
Yeah,
with
that
it.
it's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have this rocky outcropping, plenty of room for all of you, and a little bit of brush and a little bit of cover there. And yeah, you see that this is a full 5-man squad of Coffin Corp. And despite their name, these are not dead people. These are, suspect volunteers, essentially, who have chosen to go through the process of being converted into the purest form of gas and then pumped into big brass lobster armor.
Oh, okay.
When you see them through this glass, screen and this glass window on their helmets.
So they're gas.
Rising about green and pestilent.
Okay.
So we break the screen, they should leak out, right? If my cartoon physics know anything.
Yes.
Are they? Do we know if they're flammable?
Everything in this game is flammable.
Bridget,
I think that
I heard flavorable, and I was like, "Is he going to eat it?" Yeah, if they're flammable, I've got some napalm.
and if they're flavorable, we can always vape them.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but the stories I've heard of people interacting with the fell gases of the mad mists drives men, women, children insane, if not worse. I wouldn't get too close if you plan on cracking them open, because those souls are violent. They chose this type of existence.
I'm just saying I tried vaping anything once, so
I am not too terribly frightened by this. So I have an idea. I guess if we need to draw their attention, I could run decoy, and I have another trick up my sleeve. Another scroll that I have would cause, hopefully, their weapons to malfunction for up to 4 rounds. So that might help maneuver into a better position. Someone wants to take a good shot. I have a pretty good rifle that someone could use if I want to run decoy.
I could napalm some.
I mean, I've got a rifle as well. And my rifle has a scope, so in theory, I don't have to get that close because scope. So,
what if we set some type of trap that we lure them into? If they're big metal suits, perhaps if we get them on their back, then they'll turtle. We can dispatch them that ways. I have a bunch of grenades, so we just dig a trench, lure them over.
All right, so I will go get some fans. I will stand on the other end of the ridge. I will attract them with my dance routine while I'm backlit by the moon. So they'll just see me. They'll come over, and then we lure them into the pit.
Are you?
They're going to realize you're not Klingon, though.
Well,
I like the idea of playing decoy. I think if we've got 2 ranged weapons, that might be our best bet. You lure them out to the open, and I pull out a pistol. It's got this massive, antiquity type scope on it. I put 3 of my last bullets in there and spin it. I think that's probably going to be our best bet. And if all else fails, well, we hit them hard and we hit them fast. That's what we're good at.
So I have a couple of ideas to tack on that. So I pack on a lot of, things for when we're dropped out here, because I like to try to come back in one piece. I have a nice jar of leeches that we could, stick one on just in case. And I could rig up the grenades that I have just in case. I don't know. Do you just put a pick up position? I'm going to play with these grenades, and whenever we're all ready, I can go flush them out.
Yeah, and then I'm planning on napalming anything on the fringes.
Don't. So I have this big dent in my skull, so try not to put too much napalm on this side of my face. Let's try to
Got it.
balance it out. Lady has to keep her looks after all. So I have, I guess it's just one grenade. I thought I had more. So I have one grenade. So I will take a bit of tape from my field dress kit, and I'm just gonna lightly tape over it to hold it, so I can dead man's clutch chuck it, just in case. And I will. I'll take some gauze out of that kit, and I'll make a little white flag, and I will commit some war crimes. So I will.
It's time for war crimes.
We need a war crime counter up. It's like ding.
Yes, we're ahead of the game. So I will march out of cover holding my scroll, so it looks like it is some type of news. I will have a white flag in the other hand, and I'll just have like my grenades sitting in my pocket. Hopefully it won't pop loose during this scenario. So I will march up to the line of sight of the coffin folks.
Coffin folks.
Hmm.
All right, I'm going to take the
Can I
left.
clarify something here? I think
What?
we could have missed what's happening. You're all four rocketeers. You have a rocket pack on your back.
Mhm.
I thought we were in a
when
ridge
you are
above.
in the air, you're harder to hit. You can fly around at will. They're gonna see you, sure, but
Okay. So you're saying
you're a badass rocketeer.
Okay, I thought
we should Mandalorian them. Was that what I'm hearing? We should blast off and go in against the blazing?
I'm just clarifying that because I
Okay.
understand that we got some mix up on classes wise, but
I thought this was like a one
the
trip
rockets anyway.
with
So
the rockets.
right,
So
you're
we can
medic,
still
but you
use
got a
them.
rocket pack.
Okay,
All right.
then we can scrap.
I mean, your idea is not bad, but let's add rocket to it, followed by
Right.
I also have a rocket, and why just you? Why not? We all pop up, or at least two of us pop up, start guns ablazing. They shoot at us, and then the other two come in and be like, "Oh, we're over here," and that's when we flank them.
Nice.
I like that
Okay.
too.
Oh, cool. All right.
So are we still going to do the war crime and
As long as we're still doing the war crime.
yeah,
that's all
as
I
long
care
as we do
about,
the war
yeah.
crime, I think that's the crucial step here.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it said
We start off with the war crime. They look at you, and you're just like, okay, attack. And once they start to realize what's going on, then I pop up and I attack. And then once they're like, oh, there's two of them, then boom, 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 third attack.
okay.
Or
It'll be
I
like
go
there's
for
three of
product.
them.
All right. I like the cut of your jib. So I am trying to figure out if I should be flying or not flying because I thought I landed, and I will. You know what? I'm going to stick with the whole. I will just walk from my position on this ridge while the rest of you stay flying and do that plan. So I can just fly off
It's
at
true.
any point.
Are you going to do a fake limp?
It'll probably be real. I've taken a lot of shrapnel to about every part of my body.
Okay, but
So
like,
it'll be a-
really like ham it up though. Like you're not going to try hard.
Here's a person limping when they've got a rocket backpack. I love
I'm
it.
just kind of listing to the side on the rocket backpack.
All right. So I will try to flag them down with my white flag of truce while the rest of you are preparing your ambush.
Yeah, and you hear them clearly communicating because of the cold air and the mountains. You know, sound just bounces around this place. Every word they're saying, and yeah, they address each other with these strange names you've never heard of. You know, and the one that
Rick.
sees you kind of stops and turns and yells, "Joey, they're over here!"
Oh,
I bring tidings from Anthelia. It is a message for your superiors. I can read this to you, or we could give this to your superiors. Oh, probably have a hard time read. How about I read this news and you convey this to your superiors? Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give it to you if you want to read it.
All right,
Let's
cool.
see.
So let me make that presence check. Ah. Ooh, awesome. That is an 18. So that is only 2 rounds. So that is afraid to shoot strangers. All firearms around me cease to work for 2 rounds.
Nice. All right. Even yours. So mark that down.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say eat shit, and I'm gonna throw the grenade that's in my pocket.
Nice.
Grenades are not firearms, right? They're technically different.
Yeah, as you finish reading this, I kind of become aware of what's happening in the end of the like, DD blast this fool. And but their guns don't work. So yeah, go ahead and roll the damage on that. That's
And-
presence as well.
You say that's was that presence? Did you say or agility for chucking a grenade?
Presence.
Oh, cool. 14, and that is going to be a scream grenade. So that is 4 damage to D3 targets, and that is going to be 2 targets.
4 damage to 2 targets. All right.
That's correct.
Woo-hoo.
Packed with a shriek at the dying lands. That's heavy and shock damage. And then I'm going to attempt to fly out of that.
All right, I'm gonna kind of like noisily hover in on the left flank, and
Please tell me you sound like a bee, like a just like
it's or
big
like a
cloud of-
large hummingbird, like maybe more of a June bug. I don't know. So
Oh, that's
I'm going
worse.
to use my napalm. So
Well, let me let you know that. So we've changed grenades just a little bit from what people might have seen before. They did. You rolled your. I'm sorry.
Scream grenade.
Right.
Just D4 damage to D3 targets.
Right. Okay. Hold on.
According to the old ash can.
Yeah. See, that's
More like a dust can.
Yeah, it is definitely. It belongs in the ash can now. Yeah, you're fine. But they have heavy now. So what heavy does is it can destroy cover when it misses the target, and when it hits the target, it actually deteriorates armor. And
Does it also still have shock? Because that was heavy and shock.
no,
was the-
it no longer has shock.
Okay.
But we have slag bangs cause shock. So, yeah, you see pieces of brass start dropping off of the two fellows you hit, and they're none too pleased. All right, go ahead and roll me your presence test on the napalm. And is that your war scroll? Is that what you're talking about?
my war scroll, yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll my presence.
Also, if it matters, since the war scroll was to raise 2 fingers in a V, I will make sure I take this opportunity to flip it around, just so I can.
Mine is like this, so.
Yeah.
Can you make that somehow offensive, Bridget?
Oh, definitely. I can definitely make that offensive.
Yeah, you're supposed to do a little hexen hand, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
very
Oh yeah,
I might
Yep.
not know what that is.
yeah, exactly.
So
Man, it's a
let's see.
throwback.
I got on my presence. I rolled 15 minus 3 because I have a minus 3 modifier. That's 12.
Like, this
correct?
stacks.
Yeah, you got to do.
All right, and for the napalm, it's a D3 and D3 for number of targets, D4 for number of turns it affects them. Correct. My D3 is 3. Ooh, and D4 is 2.
Nice.
All right, nice. Yeah, so you hold out your hand, scream freaking howdy do day or whatever.
That's exactly what I screamed, is freaking howdy do day, just like that.
Right. And then it's incredibly ineffective in this case. You see it almost bounce and hit the trees along the road, and it starts, they just combust.
Everything in this world is flammable. We heard it from God.
Yeah.
God himself, yes.
He.
Yes.
All right. So am I up?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so I have this little thing here called Reign of Death. I have D2 small mortals. Is that correct?
Mortars.
Mortars. Okay. Yeah, brain did not compute that correctly. Okay, so I have 2 small mortars. I'm going to imagine they come off my jetpack, kind of like the Predator's like laser thing. Was that accurate? Can it be accurate?
Well, that's a little too advanced here. There's no lasers. So you're essentially dropping bombs straight out of your hand.
Okay, so I would take the cue, jump on up, and I've got D2. So should I flip a coin and that'll determine how many mortars I have?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have a coin with the 1 on it, and I got the skull, so that's a 2. So I have 2 mortars that I would like to drop on these vape boys.
Well, you would. So that's just how many you have.
Yes.
So you could only drop 1.
I can only drop 1.
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me for trying my best. All right. So I believe I succeeded. I rolled a 17 to drop 1.
Yeah. Damn right you did.
Okay.
So let me just explain. You've got so this is Reign of Death. So you have the 2 more small mortars. So these do 2d4 damage.
Okay.
Blast 2 and shock.
2d4, so that's 6, 4 and a 2.
Nice. And blast 2 means it hits 2 enemies. Unfortunately, not much happening there as they are walking around in lobster armor. So,
But they were blasted and shocked.
but they are shocked. Yes, so they'll
At
have
the
to roll.
same time.
Everybody has to roll shock. If it says shock, they roll shock.
So, just as a quick clarification, when you say these are big lobster armor, how heavy are these?
Heavy, but they are made out of brass and not like iron or whatever. So they're just kind of pop riveted brass things keeping these folks in.
And when you say they're lobster, are they bipedal or are they crustacean-esque?
We're just using
Or they
lobster
rock.
as a catch-all right now. So if you
What
do
was
look up in World War I, there was like full body like diver helmet armor, right?
But bipedal.
Yes.
Okay. Since you say that the cold air will help us to still communicate, hey, does anyone have any rope?
I have some coiled barbed wire that's like rope.
That would
It's
absolutely work.
What I like to call fun rope.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of taking out siege machines that are basically bipedal, flying aerial units by taking rope and putting it near the center of gravity or below center of gravity and pulling.
Yeah, and you would want to wrap around in a circle, right?
Yeah, harpoons and tow cables. That's the best way.
Which is longer, 20 feet of barbed wire or prayer beads?
It depends on your god. I mean,
Yeah.
and it depends on your sins. Let's be real.
All right, so I use my prayer beads because they're longer.
You used your prayer beads and they're longer than to do what? Sorry.
Oh, I was just making a goof there, but yeah, if we're going under the attack to destroy the lobsters with the Empire Strikes Back technique, I think I'll take my prayer beads and try and topple them.
We actually need a war scroll that's a giant pot of boiling water. That's how we defeat them.
Right.
Yeah.
My word. So, just to jump back for a second, you did cause shock to two of these folks, and yeah, so Joey and Dee Dee took the brunt of it, and Joey just starts blind firing at nearest
What?
the nearest enemy.
With what weapon?
Do
Can he blind
What's
fire?
that weapon?
Schleswig sprayer.
Yeah, we still got the scroll up though, Ty.
Yeah,
We're
Yeah,
pretty
we're still in the
strangers.
first
At
round.
least another
so-
round.
Yeah, we haven't finished the full round yet, so we've got.
No, you caused shock, so he's blind firing at you.
But I use the afraid to shoot strangers. All firearms don't
Oh,
fire.
right. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I'm just gonna burn his one ammo. You're right. Thanks for keeping me honest there.
We just say the casting that scroll saved our ass. There, it stops the guy from spraying us with the fell lead of Schleswig.
FF move.
All right. So what do y'all do? You trying to trip them up?
Yeah, we're doing a Star Wars.
All right.
I don't have any tow cable, but someone hands me the other side of their tow cable, I will use it to.
Yeah, you can hold one half of my my barbed wire.
You don't want to touch my prayer beads?
Mm,
No, they smell
One at
like
a
shit.
time.
What prayers you're saying?
Look, my God is different than your God, and the way we practice might be a little deeper than how you
ooh,
might
you had to say
practice.
deeper.
You feel it deep down inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
They're also
Funnily
good
enough,
for
that
massaging your
popping
neck.
sound is exactly what happens as you pull on them.
Hmm.
Oh my. All right. So yeah, both of you give me a strength test then.
All right.
That is a 10 for me, but
Let me see, because I think mine has a modifier.
I have another omen that I can roll if yours is not great.
18.
All right, I will burn an omen and I'll raise mine up to 14.
All right. Let's see. Are y'all in the air while you do this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can, like fly around them.
I've got a jetpack. Why would I ever land again?
Yeah, you reminded us about the jetpack. Until that tank is empty, just making loops.
All right. Yeah. As you swing, careen around him and get closer and closer and closer, you've managed to entangle Johnny pretty well in this thing, and yeah, he does fall over, and you see pieces of his armor start to crumble off.
Are they made of tasty lobster meat inside?
They are not made of tasty lobster meat, I can guarantee you that. In fact, Johnny has a special ability that y'all probably aren't gonna like. Why don't you both give me a agility test? Now, if you're in the air, this is lowered by 2, so give me a DR12 agility test.
I just got a nat 20.
Nice.
5.
This is why I always go first in things.
Hmm.
All right, I'll let the nat 20 first go decide what you're doing. What's happening is Johnny, when he takes melee damage, releases gas against his attacker/attackers.
For the stress response.
I am going to. I'm going to go ahead and. Bridget, what is your character's name again?
Astrid.
Astrid, just making sure. Okay, I'll push Astrid out of the way, and I will stay within range.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you've both avoided these little plumes of gas that just kind of evaporate fairly quickly. Let's jump to Josh. I forgot your character's name because.
Adrian.
All right. Uh-oh.
So Adrian is he's trying to wash his hands and keeps muddling with the water. So Adrian's up and kind of watching this and has taken up, their arm and kind of like holding this 666 shooter, right? The 666 shooter, just kind of peering through one eye and spits the hole in their mouth without opening their lips. Just aims and finds the one that just as soon as he sees the movement of one falling and the plumes, just looks for the chink in their armor and just takes a shot there. I'm going to go ahead and add +2 to the damage. I'm going to feel confident with this shot.
Nice.
Now, with them being on the ground in heavy armor, do I get any bonuses to hitting them?
No.
Okay. That's a nat 20, so I didn't need it anyway.
Wow, all right.
So I'm going to go ahead, if that's okay with you, and if I could just deal extra damage, I'll roll either another D4 or whatever. Or you can take it. I mean, you're the DM. I don't want to depower you either.
No, I'm going to say that you have actually taken off the rest of Johnny's armor.
Nice.
Holds on to the glass as the rest of the brass around him kind of shatters, and then you see it just falls to the ground and shatters as a massive plume of gas escapes. So anyone nearby, which at this point is, I suppose, Ian, would give me another DR14 agility.
The question is this considered to be a specialty of the lobster folk? Lobster coffins?
It's their primary existence is to cause.
Okay. I didn't know if my Raider of the Last Ark immunity to specialties, if that was.
Well, no. So you would have been immune to that previous one. Sorry, you didn't bring that up. But this isn't.
Well, I rolled it because I rolled a nat 20. That's why I stayed within range. So that's why I was just checking.
Right. So this isn't his specialty. It's just their natural inclination. Once that thing's broken open, it releases a pretty nasty little gas cloud.
So you want me to do a toughness?
Agility roll, DR12.
Oh, agility.
Remember, if you're in flight, you get your
would
+2 there.
-2, so that is 17. All right, sorry, yeah, with the national -2, that is 15.
All right, nice job. Yeah, we somehow escaped, and y'all have made it through your initial volley. But yeah, so these are fairly dangerous to attack as well. You start to figure out.
Yeah, I'm going to stay up on the ridge for that one. And as I see the shot come by and he fucking evaporates there, I'm just going to. I guess it was this again. Sorry. What passing bells for these who die as cattle? Only the monstrous anger of the guns. Holster that bitch.
All right. Seems extra.
I'm a fucking white crown, got a hole in the side of his face, fighting guys who are made of death. It's like.
So Johnny's been taken off the board here. Let me mark that down real quick. Someone come try to bring him back to life.
Johnny, we hardly knew ye.
Right. All right. Yeah. They are all, just as armed as you. You've got, firearms and they've got sidearms. they've come to realize their firearms don't work. So the first thing they're doing is trying to hit anybody anywhere close to them.
Throwing the guns at us.
So I will. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, but as long as the rest of you are in the air, they're just going to start stomping off towards the town and just, their armor's so thick that they figure they could probably take a few rounds of this and still make it to the town and wipe it.
They're gonna do that. I still have the other mortar that I would like to drop upon them. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, hold on one sec.
I mean, I don't know many people who agree to getting mortars dropped on them. It's usually more of a sport.
It's a rare breed, but they're out there. You can find them.
Yeah, we don't
Especially
kink
in the
shame
Dying
on
Lands.
Wandering Monster.
Fair enough. I stand corrected.
Right. Yeah, they're hoofing it, and the trees that you've combusted are burning both directions. One towards the town, one down the road, where you can see the green plumes of smoke coming from kissed fabric. This you've gotten intel that this is where these units are made, where these poor farmers come and give up their existence to fight for their land as a Coffin Corp.
Wait, are we the bad guys?
Yeah, are we the bad?
I'm prone to say there are no such things as heroes in war, but alas, we should probably stop them regardless.
Yes, the winners. The winners are the heroes.
Yes.
Even
I'm a
then,
winner.
they proved to be pretty bastard. I've met a couple guys who survived a couple gnarly things, not for better.
Mm-hmm.
So they're undeterred that we've killed one of their members and damaged another.
So can I roll to drop a mortar on them? Yes or no? Let me do it or not? Yes, I can.
But if you would let me just run out and grab a beer real quick before we start another round.
Okay. I'll hold my die.
It's just down the street. No.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll wait till Tyler gets back as not to abandon you, because I too have need for quenching the thirst.
Okay.
But I like the idea of at least dropping the mortar on. If we can stop them from getting to the town, that will be the tantamount thing. Because once they get there, if these guys are releasing gas, then everybody
I've
else
still
in the
got
town
a
is gonna
trench
suck.
foot too. I could trench foot before we mortar to see if we can trap anybody.
Do we think you could get ahead of them and trench out to like barricade them, or put like a? I don't think a tree would stop them, but like they're lobsters, so.
Yeah, the Coffin Corp, like, you got to be pretty mean, one, to have been gassed, and then want to still come back to fight, and then on top of that, be bound eternally in a tomb of hardened steel. So
Yeah. I mean, it's not eternally. I mean, we just proved that.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, if
death
anything,
meets
we're
you
doing
when
them a
they die.
favor. If you were being perpetually hot-boxed by your own farts, I feel like we are really doing them a service.
We
Yeah.
are.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I share no sorrow for them.
And so I think what might be good is, so at the end of this round, guns will work again. Should one of us warn the farms people that are in harm's way?
No. Then here, follow me on this. Follow me on this. If we warn them, then they'll just get stressed out. And if we wind up taking out the lobster people, then they'll
Like
be
for a-
stressed out for nothing. We
Like
should
on
just,
a date?
I mean, I don't know. I'll see if they like my prayer beads. It'll be cool. It's fine.
At this point, if they haven't seen the fires rising from ash and smoke in trees, and then the gunfire that's perpetuating in the mountain air, if that's not sign enough to run, then I don't know what else could be.
That is a very good point. Then at that point, I think at least I'm going to fly further in the direction that they're going to be heading towards, so I can set up a position, get cover, and then use that opportunity to aim my cannoneer rifle.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'll find a fallen log. If not, I'll make a fallen log, and I will pick up position so I can have like half cover from something fallen, or hit it like hide in a tree or something, and then use that to also brace my weapon.
All right. Yeah. So that would be partial cover, and yeah, and to attack. So it is now called the pole cannon.
Oh, okay. Is it still D12 and test? Excuse me, test strength.
And it does shock impact 2.
Okay.
Get yourself a regular old can opener there.
Yeah. Do I get a bonus to a strength check by like bracing it since I'm in a fixed position, or is this just? I'm assuming it's almost like a heavy bolter or something like that.
It's a big metal thing that you light the end.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a mortar than it is
a hand cannon. Yeah, it's a
Gotcha. Okay.
Cannon.
That is good to know. All right, then I'll be ready and aimed. I don't know if we're doing a delay or if you consider this to be are we doing this as initiative rounds or is this like in media res? Like I can do that as an action.
So that would be in the combat round, yeah. And they're
so I'll be
they're
prepped.
kind of like giving you initiative because they're just hauling ass towards town.
Like hauling I'm assuming this is like a slow ass because they're giant heavy lobsters, or is it a fast ass?
They're running and
no, I mean just so I can be prepared.
Yeah. Well, the dice
is that a slow or fast ass?
Are you?
Was that a slow or a fast amble?
As fast as you could imagine heavy armor moving is how fast they're moving.
Okay. Then I'll hold my position. If I'm able to fire right now, I can, or I'll wait for the actual initiative round.
Well, you do have initiative. Now, you did say
then
aim,
I'll go.
And I want to clarify that aim is an actual, action in this game.
Okay, so that takes a whole round to the steady?
Unless you have a scope, so. Right.
No. So then, okay. Then I will spend a full round. I'll make my strength check. And that is a nat 20. That is 2 in a row.
Very nice.
Well, not in a row, but 2 in one evening.
I was about to say, keep those dice handy. Damn.
Normally it's when I'm killing players. It's not like when I'm on the playing side and I'm actually rolling this. So, all right. So I'll have that round for aiming, and then I'll fire the next round.
Very nice. What's up?
All right, I think I am. I'm going to try a trench-footed dude just because I want to see what it does.
All right.
All right. Let's roll my trench foot. Oh, it only does one target, but I guess that one target's going to have a really, really bad day.
I mean, I don't typically consider trench foot the best time of my life personally.
Right. Well, I only rolled a 1, so that'll be impressive.
Oh. Wait, so did you you're testing presence and you rolled a 1?
Oh, yeah, no, I did that totally wrong. I got a 16. Way better.
Okay.
It would have been impressive for me to get a 1. I mean, that would have been some...
So, yeah, trench foot. So, yeah, it happens.
It happens.
What happened? Yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay, so you did make your roll and you got a 16. So Trenchfoot is, yeah, it swallows one target and their armor just starts to rot one tier each turn they're trapped. So they will be testing their way to get out.
Good.
Yeah, you see, it's collapsed. As they're running, the road just kind of collapses on one side, and you see one of them kind of fall in and get sucked in, and the road closes up around them. And yeah, you hear their cries of their comrades. Marky, get out of there!
It's like every scene from you've seen in those movies of like someone get trapped in quicksand.
Right. Vortex.
Or quick snow, I suppose, up in the mountains.
Quick sludge.
Right.
Yeah.
I always grew up thinking that quick sludge is going to be a worse problem than it is. And it's like no one ever talks about the Kyrgyz rhombus anymore.
A Kyrgyz rhombus is any suitable young man who is, shall we say, too overactive for his own good, knocking on the palace doors. It's actually a statistical anomaly. All right. If it's all right, I guess I'll take my turn now. I'm going to continue to kind of try and aim for. They're kind of like turning here. They're going to run towards the town, or not turning, but they're going to like change course, change direction there instead of coming straight at us and heading towards the town. I'm going to try and kind of repeat my same action here. I'm feeling pretty cocky, so I'll take that 6.66 shooter. I'm going to aim. I see one of them getting caught down, the hands gripping him or whatever. I'm just like, all right, which one of you deserves to die? And I cock that hammer. I'll try the same thing, give +2 to damage because I'm not really sold that it will pierce any other way. So I guess like just looking at them, I get whichever one seems to be in the lead. Actually, I think would be more tactical. So however you want to rule that, Tyler, whichever one seems to be leading the charge. If I can maybe demoralize them if they see somebody struck down from a sniper-esque attack.
I mean, this would be really funny if y'all killed Johnny, Joey, Dee Dee, Tommy, and Marky in the order that they actually died.
We're professionals here. This is why we're the elite squadron. Just didn't want you to forget.
All right, I'm taking the attack here. I'm assuming DR 12 presence testo.
Yeah.
All right. 13 on the dodge.
Oh man. All right, roll that damage.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't have much ammo after this, so it's got to count. All right, where are my caltrons? Here we go. Ooh, 4 damage plus the 2, so that's 6. Hopefully that's enough.
Yeah, you take a big old chunk of brass off his shoulder, big plate goes flying.
Yeah, I take another spit out the side of my mouth there without opening my lips, and then breathe in the smoke from my 6.66 shooter. I'm like, oh, there's nothing like killing.
Yeah.
Spin it again and holster it just for no reason. As directed by Quentin Tarantino.
All right.
Is that why we did the whole trench foot thing?
Yeah,
Say again?
trench foot work. Trench foot happened.
I was like, is that why we did the whole trench foot scene?
Because of his foot fetish. The guy's a creep. Can I blow something up now? Please?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So, I'm just still hovering above.
Oh shit, that's right. I dropped the mortar. We just all like, okay, we're going to take our actions now.
That's okay.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm just up there. Ah!
Ulu was holding the bomb of the century, but it looks like the Coffin Corp were on the move. A thought came out of nowhere. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Quickly, you'll know your time to drop the bomb. Oh, that was it. No. I got a 10.
Oh shit! No, fuck that. I'm going to spend my omens. I'm off on the ridge. I'm going to spend omen. Go ahead and we'll lower that so you can hit with that.
Yeah, so that hits.
Okay. And
I got you covered, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you're doing the 2d4.
Absolutely. 5 damages. 4 and a 1.
All right. And then she blasts 2, so that happens to 2 people. So, well, there aren't.
Law of averages at play when you roll a 4 and a 1.
Yeah, just kind of, clinks off of their armor in all different directions, the shrapnel, and but yeah, they're rolling shock now, so watch out.
If nothing, by adding a shock, you're going to basically deteriorate them internally. So,
Right.
I mean, it's still effective. A shock weapon is a shock weapon.
Gosh, that's shocking.
Okay. I think that's all I get, right?
Well, I mean, movement, obviously, if you want to reposition yourself.
More to the left, slightly further back. Elevation has gone up by about 8 feet.
Cold mountain air wafts the scent of your prayer beads over the peaks.
It warns the villagers. They're like,
Some shit's
what?
going to go down.
Something awful is on its way here. I don't know what it is, but I think they had Mexican last night. And then some old woman, no, it was Greek. That's clearly the aftermath of a euro.
Oh, wow.
One of the beads is just replaced with a single strand of corn.
That makes sense.
Would be a peanut.
Or peanut, yeah.
All right, we're moving on.
Nice.
Yeah, they one of them stops as 2 of them keep going. Tommy has just survived a mortar attack and grabs Marky and is trying to pull him from the trench. The earth trying to swallow him. Hands of like sludgy melted ice, snow, and mud are holding him down. And yeah, it's no use. And Marky's armor starts to deteriorate even further.
Are we killing Marky Mark? How many members of the Funky Bunch have we killed?
All of them.
Oh my gosh, I am old.
Not all of them yet.
Can I take the opportunity to shoot off my mortar then?
No, this they get an entire round.
There was a pause, and I was like,
Sorry, yeah. I was just trying to figure out how y'all don't know these are named after Ramones.
Oh, it's the wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, man, how did I not pick up on that?
I didn't see that either.
I'm like,
it's because we're all currently sedated.
That's true.
No, the one that's
I
being
had a
grappled into
lobotomy.
the ground.
it's because there are 5 of them. I get it. I had to add, I had to use both drummers from the early years. So. Not your fault. Yeah, let me see what I'm doing here, Get some good stuff here. So yeah, Marky, knowing his days are numbered, has decided to just lob one of his smog popper smoke grenades onto the road to protect his brothers. And so it just creates this this light blue cloud of smoke that is obstructing your view of them. You still make them out a bit, but It is providing some cover. Meanwhile, Joey and Dee Dee have continued up the road, and you see Joey moves in a different way. His steps are lighter and seem to leave some kind of trail behind them. Dee Dee has decided that enough is enough. You see him rip both shoulder pieces off and throw the brass plates to the ground. All of you lower your armor by 1.
No.
Ugh.
And do.
Can I put an omen on that so that that doesn't happen? All right.
Oh, wait. So you are immune to specialties, you said?
That is a specialty. Haha. Hecate strikes again.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm going to rule that you don't actually have eels.
I do have leeches.
Or that's what I don't know why I said eels. Yeah, you don't have leeches. So that's the thing is initially we were supposed to be all. So the low roar have their specialties.
Oh, I thought that was just an item.
Yeah,
That was a class specialty.
Right.
Gotcha. No leeches. All right.
No leeches. Even leeches.
And they were a delicious snack.
Not looking right now like y'all need leeches, but
They're nice to have.
Is it top of the initiative?
and and they just continue on towards the town.
All right. So could I fire this mortar that I've aimed?
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic.
Or the cannons. Yeah.
So that is a 12. Is it? So it's DR12 strength to steady, and then firing it is that. That's it. DR.
All shooting is presence in this game.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Then that is definitely 12 then. And that is. I've lost track of which one is now ambling, I guess, past me at this point, but I'll just shoot for the back of its head. That is a nat 12 on damage. That
Tell
is.
me, Marky is sucked.
I'm going to go whichever one is in order. So we're still trying to kill them in order. I'm going to hit the one that is next in order.
I'm trying to remember. I think it would be Joey, but he's at the lead, so it's up to you. But yeah, remember, actually, it's not DR12. Well, it is DR12. Never mind. Or no, it's not. It's DR14 because they're in partial cover from the smoke.
Okay, in that case, then I'll use my omen to lower my last omen. So
Yeah.
then it'll hit that threshold.
Okay. Good.
That'd be 12 damage to whoever is next in line to die.
Oh, wow. All right. And it's impact 2, which for these cats has no effect because their only life is their armor. And you're firing at Joey, you said?
Whatever one is, looks like he's ready to die. So it does say shock and impact. Does shock taken off?
Oh, yeah, he'll roll shock after the fact.
Okay.
I need to change the order of that, actually. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. He's rolled very poorly, and you blast through quite a huge chunk of his armor on his back as he's on his way past you.
Man, I'm really angry. None of us have "Don't Fear the Creeper" or "War Pigs" right now because both of those look fantastic.
Yeah, War Pigs is 21 on a D20 table.
Yeah, that one we needed to. Yeah.
You have to do what we call the Baltusberger bargain in order to unlock War
Uh-huh.
Pigs.
I mean, should it be war cow? Because it'd be a little more
Oh,
kosher.
right. Kosher, yes. The all beef war pigs.
Yeah.
War links. By the dozen.
Who has not acted this round?
So are we in a new round already?
Yeah, that was the top of the initiative, so it'd be next in order.
All right.
Yes, Hakata just shot her whole cannon there.
All right, so I'm out of mortars now, but I still have my gun, my rifle with the scope. I can shoot. I can make a pew pew sound from above.
Yeah.
They've got monitors. I imagine they actually look like lobsters. So yeah, I will take a crack at shooting them and trying to bust their screen open so they disperse into the air. I would like to burn an omen.
But also before you roll, so you do have scope. So scope does one of two things.
Okay.
And you can choose prior. And that's either lower the DR by 2. Now they are in partial cover because of the smoke bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Or you add +2 to the damage. So you have to choose what you're using your aim for, right?
I would like to add +2 to the damage, assuming that I can actually hit them. I imagine that their screens glow a little bit, so I'm going for the obvious target of hit the light. And so, how many omens do I have? I at least have one, right? I have 3 omens. All right, I got 2 left after this.
Oh, wow.
Why are you worse? That one's gone. All right. So I missed. I shot wide.
Yeah.
And I really hit that rock.
So are you using a precise rifle here?
Main weapon, precise rifle, D10. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is essentially a sniper rifle, and you've done nothing but hit a tree on fire at this point.
Yeah, but I killed the fuck out of that tree.
Yeah,
people are gonna go by and be like, "That tree."
It falls over in the road.
That tree got what it had coming.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, fuck that tree. Next up.
If it's okay with you, I'll take my action real quick because I got a little munchkin who's asking for his chicken nuggies. So
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and take a shot, still attacking the leader of the pack here, trying to bring them down first, excuse me. Pull out that 6.66 shooter. Trusty son of a gun. I may not be a street fighting man, but you know what? You want to dance? Take another shot. I'm going to use my scoped ability to try and deal additional damage because seems to be rolling decent. I got, an omen or 2 left. Let's see if it goes.
AR-14.
And this is why we have omens, kids, because a 2 will not cut it. That's an 18. I'll take that.
Oh,
So +2 damage on a 2 for my D4 roll. So 4 damage total.
Oh, wow.
Did they roll low enough? Did they roll low enough that actually did something? Oh, damn it.
This is, you're fairly far away at this point, firing at somebody with a scoped revolver. It kind of just it just barely makes it there. It kind of pings up his back.
Well, I guess I'll continue to have it. Like inhale the smoke from the slog as it expends, and this time I don't spin it in disgust. I just put it away and I take my fire spear off. I just look at it I didn't want to do this. All right, let's go. I'll blast off, kind of trying to get into melee range. So my next turn, I'll probably do melee attacks.
Oh crud! I hope
Nicely done.
I hope I haven't been screwing you out of your ability. I hope you've been tracking that because
No, I have been. I've been kind of sitting back and sniping because That's the only thing that my gun is good for.
Yeah.
I got the nitro slag, so like melee, as long as I'm staying flying, may not be so bad, but we'll see.
All right. Yeah. So we got one more. One more action.
And I would,
Astrid?
yeah, I am going to use my what is it called? The fire spear.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna fire spear. So I will do that ranged, and I believe that as a bonus to burn. I'm just loving burning stuff tonight,
Yeah.
basically.
So yeah, you do. This would be a DR-14 presence test. Fire. You know this. Essentially, it's a 1 use per day flamethrower.
All right, so let's do this. So that's a 10.
All right. Do you have an omen to burn?
Yeah, I'm gonna burn an omen.
All right. All right. So you roll the damage on that.
2.
Oh well. Yeah, you've managed to melt the backside of Joey's armor right off of him, and no, he's still trucking.
Man, these lobsters are resilient.
I know. They're just like real lobsters.
Yeah, but I've never huffed a lobster. I think our 666 shooting friend over there has huffed about everything on this gosh forbidden planet, but not huffed a lobster.
And there's no time like the present.
Well, let's see.
The best time to
That's
huff
a
a
good
lobster
point.
is yesterday, but
Be somebody.
Let's see if Marky can escape his horrible fate here. Oh wow. No, it's pretty unfortunate. He's still stuck in his quagmire as his armor just starts to disintegrate. And Tommy has had enough and decides to just leave him there and hightail it to town. Let's see. Yeah, Dee Dee decides to give this thing a shot, see if their weapons are working again. He plants his pole can in the ground and decides to return fire on wherever the cannon shot came from there in the mountains. So go ahead and roll.
I at least half covered.
Right, you have partial cover, so that's DR10 for you to avoid.
Ooh, that's a 3. So I will eat it.
Oh, nice. All right. Let me get my D12 out for you.
Oh shit! Blow the dust off it.
Bring it.
Yeah, that's.
Well, this is about saying farewell to arms, right?
There you go.
Wow, you went blurry on me. You have a D6 coming at you.
D6?
D6 impact 2. So you have, unless you've got tier 3 armor, then it's just straight 6.
I do. You said reduce it 1 point. So, I guess that is minus D5 then.
No. 1 tier.
Oh, 1 tier. I thought, okay. I was like, oh, all right. But then it's just tier 2 then. So that's 4 off.
No. Impact 2 means it ignores both tiers of armor. So you just got 6 damage coming at you.
Gotcha. That's fine. I am used to it. I'll just add it to my collection of scars. So I am just down to 4 hit points.
Ooh, wow.
Just got Blitzkrieg popped.
yeah.
You want to explain what happened to your horrible mangled body after that, or you want me to do it?
Oh, I mean, I will just say that this is an impact weapon, so I'll just imagine that the large cavity that is like dent that's in my skull is now mirrored by another one, along with just a series of pockmarked shrapnel bits just riddling my body, and it's just going to make my grit my teeth, and I'm just going to shred apart that white flag that I made earlier and just use it to bind my wounds. And it's like, it's time for another war crime.
You've gone blurry on your camera. I don't know.
It's because it's a blood loss. It happens.
Yeah.
It's our production
We're just-
quality.
It's probably a cat sitting on my router. If not, let me see if they can blink it off. Let's wipe away the blood. No, I guess.
He's using
Well,
the Barbara Walters
It seems like a
filter.
focus issue more than
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been in the same frame this whole time, so I think we're going to chalk it up to blood loss. As you were watching this, dear viewer, you were seeing what it's like to be out of my eyes as I'm frantically plugging my own holes.
I'm sitting here like, yeah, I'm almost in my mid-40s, so you on me, I don't know.
We're just making this an interactive experience for everybody.
It's like that, and Metal Gear Solid when like the dust gets on the camera as you're crawling through and stuff. That's what's happening. This is if you backed Farewell to Arms at the top tier, your webcam will go out.
Yeah.
It's promise.
Yeah,
We've
right.
worked with Zoom and yeah. There you go.
Maybe I'm gonna make it trick it to focus. This is like a. All right, we'll figure it out, and once I am done bleeding, it'll snap back to focus. Till then, I'm going to be awkwardly moving in and out of the camera.
Joey has heard the pole cannon behind him go off and turns to spread utter devastation with his Schleswig sprayer, the Chicago typewriter of Farewell to Arms. Damn it. I really wish I had y'all's names like showing for me.
So I'm Hecate, and then we have Astrid, and then Ulu, and yours, Josh.
Yeah.
Adrian, you sort of an A.
I think
Asshole.
you're tired of being harassed by Astrid's scrolls over there.
Yeah, all the flame. Non-stop flame.
There we go.
And yeah, he's firing his Schleswig sprayer at you. So that's the
I got
again,
better.
because you're flying around, it's a DR10 agility test.
All right.
Do I roll that since you've got cat hands?
Nope, I just did 9.
You have an omen? Does anybody else have one?
Do not.
Do you need
I have
an omen?
one.
I could use
got
an omen.
2.
You've got 2. I've got 1 left. So
I'll give you an omen.
Okay, giving me an omen.
It's attached to one of my prayer beads.
Oh.
Give her the peanut.
You may have the red piece of corn.
No, that's what is this? Beets?
So if you missed it by 9, or you roll the 9, then you can use your omen to go ahead and lower the DR by 4.
Okay.
So that might put you just in range.
It does.
So yeah, he just starts spraying, with its Tommy gun like thing, and you're able to nimbly avoid
I'm also small and stooped over, which helps. So,
in midair, which
yeah,
probably matters too.
I'm like a little flying hermit crab.
Right.
Love it.
All right. Very
That
nice.
does mean, though, that after we finish degassing these suits, you could have your choice of suit to inhabit. So your exoskeleton, your endoskeleton.
Yes, new
can-
exoskeleton.
Mhm. All right, and as Nitro Boy comes flying up, Tommy pulls his precise rifle out. Well, give me well, you got your DR8 to avoid.
Nice. All right. Well, that doesn't seem to cut it. So that last omen is going bye-bye because I do not have the HP to withstand such a barrage. Hopefully, it's a bit better. It is not better. I am successfully rolling under an 8 both times. I would like my reward now.
Well done.
All right, let me roll that reward for you, buddy. Well, you lucked out a little bit. Yeah, so it's 5 damage coming your way.
Oof. All right, yeah, that hurt. Oh, fuck.
No, this is a scoped.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's a sniper rifle. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So there's just one hole that matches the one in my fucking cheek. Now at parties, I can stick my finger through my chest and then out my cheek. It's like, look, where's my finger?
So you're still kicking it?
Barely. Yeah, I got 3 HP left after that.
Nice.
So.
Well, I have a field dress kit.
Uh,
Unless that was
yeah.
also part of the medical class.
Marky will just go popping off his scope 6.66 shooter. Damn it! Really bad. Just character names. Give me one more time.
You got Ian playing Hecate. You've got Bridget playing Astrid, and Charles playing Ulu.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
We could start talking about ourselves in the third person.
Ulu likes to talk to themselves in third person.
Ian likes that idea.
No, actually.
Mhm.
I have to do that for myself when I'm running. Like I make a little cheat sheet of like the human name plus the nicknames that we give our own cast, then the character name, and then the character class, or else I will forget every time.
Mhm.
Exactly. You've got to have all the matrix lined up, so that way it's like, what's my name in the matrix? I know Kung Fu.
Yeah, so Ulu, yeah, you got some big fat revolver shot coming your way. It's your DR10 to avoid.
DR10 to avoid. So I'm rolling a 10 or
You're rolling D20.
DR10.
D20. Yeah, I'm rolling above a 10. That's what I meant.
Yeah, 10 plus on your agility.
So my agility modifier is 0, which is fine because it's not a negative, which means my 11 stands.
Nice. Yeah. Big old freaking revolver slug goes flying by you.
That wasn't very nice at all.
Mm-mm.
Gotta say I didn't care for that.
That's
Sure.
probably Marky's last stand, though, so we gotta deal with that too. All right. They have now, made it into town.
Oh, I thought these were slow ambling.
Yeah, you said as fast as we could imagine. I'm imagining like a snail, like.
What did you want to do?
Yeah, I thought this was like real slow because that's why I posted up front behind a log. Okay, in that case, I will run the catch up to it, and I will tell it. I think you forgot this important pamphlet that I had about the virtues of pacifism. Allow me to read it to you again. And I am going to deactivate his gun. And that is a 15 on presence, and it is 2 rounds for gun.
Is this in town?
Deactivate. What?
You flew into town to do this? Or
I mean,
Oh, to where
I thought these things were just walking in heavy. So I thought I didn't know how it could. Okay, then yes, I will fly and catch up with it.
Okay.
Or line of sight, however far these go.
Well,
Oh,
so here's the deal: is we need I need clarity because flying and being on the ground are two different things mechanically.
Oh
right?
sure, yes. I'm going to. I'm with relative distance. If it is within walking distance, I will walk it. If I need to fly it, I just assumed it was going to be pretty close by, but it seems like it's further along than I imagined. So I will, whatever one is more expedient and within range to deactivate its gun.
Nice. So what I was asking also though is we have split their squad a bit, where Marky is still stuck in the ground in the middle of the road, way back from
I
town.
forgot that he was still there. I just thought his leg would gnaw his leg off to escape
But
or something.
yeah, I mean he's probably not going to be around next term, so it's a decision on your part to go into town or not. Is really the thing.
I'm gonna. Yes, I'm going to pursue the one that's going into town, and I'm going to deactivate it.
All right. All right. So you read the peace scroll. You didn't. You didn't do the peace sign, buddy.
I did and I flipped it around.
Oh yeah, you got to flip it back and forth. And then.
I'm sorry to our UK viewers. I mean no offense when you see this. Or if you're listening to the podcast, you do not know the rude gesticulation I am doing.
All right. Yeah.
Peace among worlds.
And again, your gun, their guns cease to work for. Did you roll your D2?
Yeah, that's 2 rounds.
Cool. Yeah, you see inside the town, they're, as you're reading this, running and taking cover to get rid of your flight, advantage. And the townspeople, they're not running from these brass monsters screaming, which is what you would have assumed would happen. Something is amiss in this town.
I'll pay it no mind since my objective is to take this thing down, so that is what I'm going to do.
Well, I guess if I'm still flying, I see Marky Mark there still fucking drugged down by the trench foot. I'm gonna bull rush him with my fire spear and just kind of like try and run him through the best of my ability, take him out of his misery.
All right.
Every time you kill one of those, you're just contributing to greenhouse gases. I'll just have you know.
Right, the ozone, whatever nonsense that they contribute.
Yeah, they're basically just pure freon, so that's like gonna. It's horrible.
So that's
going right in the sewer.
Right, just oil straight into the storm drain.
Mm-hmm.
So 14 to hit Ty, and only 3 damage.
Okay. 3 damage. He's he shatters open. The body shatters first. The hands just kind of drop off to the side. The helmet's left for a second, floating on this gaseous body. It turns all the way around and looks at you, and then just falls to the ground empty as a fairly large gas cloud consumes the area. You need DR12 agility test.
Okay, and my nitro slag applies to that roll.
Oh yeah, so you're DR10.
Well, it doesn't matter when you roll a 4. So
Roll on the gas table.
The dice giveth and the dice take away. All right, gas. All right, cool. We get to use this now. All right.
Gas.
All right. D8, right? Pray I survive. Well, that's a D6. There it is. All right. You can't see it, but like I'm Jordan Peele sweating right now. Oh shit, that
It's
is
real.
I rolled an 8 and I haven't rolled omens.
Well, I mean, somebody could use an omen, or you could just suffer the consequences. It's up to you.
I'm out.
I have one. I have one omen.
So I rolled an 8 on the gas
You've
table.
already been chewed up. Your omens are long gone.
Right. So like my thing is if I take the 8 on the gas table, that's where you become gas. The same thing that happened to the Coffin Corp before they were rebound. I will be now eligible for promotion within Schleswig's army. So if you want to give the omen, greatly appreciated. I understand too. It's the last one.
I will give you my last omen, and by that I mean I take up my prayer beads and I run them through my fingers as I'm hovering above you, ominously. And I go for the biggest prayer bead that's like for some reason at the end of the chain, next to the loop. So I pinch the loop, slide the bigger bead off, and I drop the omen down to you.
All right.
I would love to hear what your chanting is like, because we're getting so close to our time for the evening, and like I think you ominously chant. I want to hear what this ominous chanting sounds like.
Oh yeah. So it's mostly inaudible, but like Ulu's just up there, be like Renfield bands, gas, shit. Then just drops it.
Well, it's better than what I got. I got a 2 this time. So instead, like you see, Adrian just can't get away in time and just kind of like ducks and dashes into a snowbank and just is on the ground like coughing and hacking. Just it's all this green and this noxious colored spittle and all that sort of thing. It's just the absolute insides of his lungs are vaporized. See, you all were joking about vaping these guys. I did it. So don't fucking do that. If that ever happens again, if I'm ever gassed again, I instantly vaporize.
Nice.
I just got gas like still as I'm hacking coming out both my mouth and this hole, so it's like a double exhaust.
All right, so
we get it. You vape.
I feel personally attacked.
Cool pop
It was in French hail. Do it as a Kyrgyz inhale or a Icefell inhale.
Right.
So yeah, Marky is dead. Let me mark that off. Mark off Marky.
R.I.P.
Right. Joey, Dee Dee, and Tommy have made it into town and have found cover inside a building. So up to y'all.
Okay.
All right. Well, that seems like that's a great place. Normally, this is the time point that we have our dramatic cliffhanger, and having this village having this odd reception, and yet some of the Ramones are still out there on their perpetual blitz. That sounds like a opportune spot that we can say farewell to Arms.
A farewell to Arms.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we can transition, and this is the part where we gotta give our announcements and our sections. So we'll make sure that we give the two of you an opportunity to put some plugs in for the things that you're working on as well. But don't let me steal your thunder, Bridget.
There were no announcements tonight, so I've got nothing. Did either of you have anything before we go to?
So we know that there are a couple of things that are on the horizon, that there is Gen Con's coming up. So a lot of people are going to be, if you're planning on going to Gen Con, let us know in case some of us are going to be there. We can always coordinate with you. I know there's going to be some creator meetups KillerCon is also just around the horizon. What are the dates? Do you know those off the top of your head, Bridget? I know
They are
John's-
August 11th through 13th, and John and I will both be there.
That's going to be one of your opportunities to get John's limited edition poster with his one print run story about his surgery and his malicious twin that tried to kill him. It's based on a true life story, believe it or not. Corpborg just was successfully funded, so I'll be working on that as a stretch goal writer, so we'll find some more things, announcements for that, and perhaps a play test in the future once we have some content solidified and some pretty neat things from that coming forward. We also have, our fabulous guests, Tyler and Josh. What are announcements that you would like to make about the status of the game or other projects that you're working on? So you kind of giving people another little flavor shot and showing different features of this. What other announcements would you like to make?
Well, I will talk about where we're at on the project. And
that sounds great.
We're a little behind schedule, but right now we're in layout. It's almost completely written, but I want to assure people we've been playtesting this a lot, changing a lot. Again, like I said earlier, the ash can is essentially deprecated right now. You can still play with it; it's still fun. Have fun with it, but we are trying to figure out if it's worth our time, and if people want to contact or comment or whatever and tell us, do you want an ash can V2 in the meanwhile? But I think we're close enough to being able to get out, kind of a half, kind of art-free kind of, this is the final, verbiage and mechanics and everything, to where it wouldn't even be an ash can anymore. It's literally the whole book. But so we're kind of going back and forth on that. But for the most part, yeah, it's done. What we did tonight was essentially we're kind of play testing some of the last few things that need to get addressed, and so we're still looking at here in a couple of weeks getting out at the very least the words on paper in a functional format. Art has been slower, just because this has been a really mammoth project. I don't know if y'all know that, but yeah, it's moving along though. We're constantly writing new things, and even how we roll. Like usually we have a little bit of scope creep and start adding things that we didn't even tell you were going to be in there. But yeah, it's constantly moving forward, and that's the good thing. I would say that we might end up maybe a month behind in terms of art, but
yeah, we'll play that kind of close to the chest a little bit. But I mean, I think Tyler's hitting the nail on the head. Like, we're playing this as if the production's going forward. So anyone hearing this, like, hey, I want in on this. I want to see what I can do with this. Like, stop by our Discord, or hit us up on Twitter and that sort of thing. Like, yeah, the ash can is a more, we really set very immediately on a very early stage of development, because we wanted people to have that ability to input. And we have taken a lot of input and molded a lot of things based upon the feedback, compliments, complaints, whatever it may be, that people are saying, like, hey, and we have an active group of which we'd be more than happy to see more players engage with. And like, it's always fun, even if at some point oh, we found a hole in the mechanics that we need to patch up, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's still an ongoing process, and two people writing a 200-page book or 180-page book or whatever ends up being with the scope creep, that's something that we really take to heart, is the engagement. Because if people are really caring about it, then we have to care even more than they do, right? So there's a lot of that. And once the art is finally finalized and done, we take a lot of pride in what we do. And sure, we're not like, Picassos in our own right, but, we do really love what we do. I think our line of products that we both release really show. And you can see all of those on rivetheadgames.com. So, definitely that. There is a secret project, and Tyler, give me like the kill switch if we shouldn't say anything, but there's something coming very, very, very soon that's a different departure from what we're working on at the same time.
No, we should just announce it, I think. I mean, we're
All right. We have Go ahead.
Was this why you asked for all of our bikini pictures? Was this your wall calendar project?
Yes. So
I haven't finished waxing yet, so
it's fine. No, you still got time. As long as you get it in fairly soon. We're gonna, as an addition to Farewell to Arms, we're gonna have Metal Gear Solid cardboard posters that people can play. Now, real talk, we have a new solo play adventure, and this thing is bad fucking ass. This thing is huge. This thing has way more potential than what we've currently seen on the markets just from form factor. We have 3 amazing writers, which we can announce in the future date, who are working tirelessly and putting tons of effort into this that we're currently helping develop. And really, they're the rock stars of all of this. And we are so excited, finally, when it gets approved on Kickstarter, to be able to send you guys the links. The project's name is Folds, and it is a sci-fi project about you wandering around in the depths, in the solitude of space as you try and engage with different AI, or different alien planets, or different virgin worlds, and as you try to collapse and maybe even clean up space with these different anomalies and dimensions that are opening up. There's 3 solo play adventures in this one massive container, and we're super duper excited for that. It's going to be phenomenal. When we say massive, I mean like this is going to be a solo play experience. You get this, you can play it by yourself. You open it up and it hits your table. Art is already getting pretty close. It's just, we're very excited for it. So we're not staying static as we work on Farewell to Arms. There's always the next step that we at Riverhead Games are taking. And we're going to continue to blow you guys away. When we said we're going to do that old toy feel, bet your fucking ass we're going to do it. And we're going to deliver every damn time. So we're really excited. We can't show it yet because it hasn't been proved, but it's coming. And so this is the first announcement. I guess now it's public. So
That's awesome.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for joining us and for sharing your product. And I know everyone's going to be real excited when they get the final product in their hands. And unless anyone else has any more final announcements, as a kind of a last minute announcement as well, most of us have probably played a game that's been edited by Walton Wood, and he currently has a GoFundMe that he posted today to help cover the final expenses for his pet that just passed. That was suffering with cancer. So if you have enjoyed games like Orkborg, Cyborg, some of the Gabrielle games like Neurosity or Neurocity, by all means, you can find it on my page, and I can post it to other links as well. But Walton Wood, one of our prominent TTRPG community editors, do help another fellow editor out and donate towards the cause. So, but I've taken half.
We're Walt lovers here.
Yeah, Walt's a good friend of ours, and our hearts go out to him. And please, anyone who's hearing this, it's a very serious type situation, and just show your love. We can be a great community if we really back one of our pivotal members of that. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Then, Bridget, I took half of the outro. Do you want to do the final outro since you have such a sonorous voice?
All right. Yes, I had to remember what he says because he always.
You could have him.
I want to still keep our theming, so I will thank everyone for joining us once again on this mostly consensual, except for Mr. Paschke's prayer beads. We're all subjected to tonight.
I'll just keep my prayer beads to myself.
That's all we ask.
Good idea.
Wow.
Until next time, I have not been John Baltusberger.
I have not been Charles R. Bernard.
And Mr. Paschke remains Mr. Paschke.
Yeah, I guess. I am Mr. Paschke.
And thank you for joining us, Tyler and Josh. We will see everyone next week.
Thanks for having us.
See you guys.
Have a good one.